Late in the year 44 AC, after King Maegor had spent weeks in the Riverlands, destroying House Harroway, root and stem, for their role in the apparent infidelity of the late Queen Alyssa Harroway, he had finally returned to King's Landing to seat himself upon the Iron Throne as the Red Keep continued to grow around him. But all that awaited Maegor was yet more tragedy. He was greeted with the news that his mother, the Dowager Queen Visenya, the sister and wife of Aegon the Conqueror, had died a natural death of old age on Dragonstone. But the situation was far worse than the death of such a powerful figure in Maegor's life. In the confusion that followed the sudden death of the Dowager Queen, Queen Alyssa Velaryon, the widow of the late King Aenys, and her youngest children, Jaehaerys and Alysanne, had made their escape from Dragonstone. Not only that, but they took the children's dragons, Vermithor and Silverwing, with them. To where they ran, no man could say. To add salt to this festering wound, the Queen had the audacity to steal Darksister, the famed Valyrian steel sword once belonging to the late Visenya. The King commanded his mother's body be burned as is tradition with House Targaryen, and her bones and ashes interred beside that of the Conqueror and her sister Rhaenys. Then he sent his Kingsguard to seize his squire, Prince Viserys, the eldest surviving son of his brother King Aenys and Maegor's technical heir. Chain him in the black cells and question him sharply, Maegor commanded. Ask him where his mother has gone. He may not know, protested Sir Owen Bush, a knight of Maegor's Kingsguard. Then let him die, the king answered furiously. Perhaps she will turn up for his funeral. The truth is, Prince Viserys did not know where his mother had gone. How could he have ever known? Visenya's death was as unexpected to all those on Dragonstone as it was at court. The truth was, there was no grand scheme, just a spur-of-the-moment choice made by Queen Alyssa. A sudden opportunity arose, and she grasped it without thinking. Despite this fact, Tyenna of Pentos piled the prince with dark arts. After 9 brutal days of questioning, he died. His body was left out in the ward of the Red Keep for 2 weeks, at the king's command. Let his mother come and get him, he said. But when Queen Alyssa never appeared, at last Maegor consigned his nephew to the flames. The prince was only 15 years old when he was killed, and had reportedly been much loved by the small folk and lords. The realm wept for him, and many began to openly curse Maegor in the streets of the city below the rising Red Keep. Aegon the Conqueror had commanded it built. His son Maegor the Cruel had seen it completed. Afterward, he had taken the heads of every stonemason, woodworker, and builder who had laboured on it. Only the blood of the dragon would ever know the secrets of the fortress the Dragon Lords had built, he vowed. The thoughts of Catelyn Stark, A Game of Thrones Chapter 18, Catelyn 4. In 45 AC, the construction on the Red Keep finally came to an end. The dream of Aegon the Conqueror at last completed after many long years. King Maegor celebrated its completion by feasting the builders and workmen who had laboured tirelessly on the castle, sending them wagon loads of strong wine and sweetmeats, and whores from the city's finest brothels. The revels lasted 3 days. Afterward, the king's knights moved in and put all the workmen to the sword, to prevent them from ever revealing the Red Keep's secrets. Their bones were interned beneath the castle that they had built. Again, this act of brutality by Maegor lost him considerable favour and damaged his reputation with the small folk irreparably, especially with the families of the dead workmen. All this would in turn come back to cause problems for Maegor. Hardly had the last stone been set on the Red Keep when Maegor commanded the ruins of the Sept of Remembrance be cleared from atop the hill of Rhaenys, and with them the bones and ashes of the warriors' sons who had perished there. In their place, he decreed a great stone stable for dragons would be erected, a lair worthy of Balerion, Vhagar, and their like. Thus commenced the building of the Dragonpit, maybe the pinnacle of Targaryen construction and engineering in its sheer vision and scale. Perhaps unsurprisingly, it proved difficult to find builders, stonemasons and labourers to work on the project. Many of the best workers had just been killed by Maegor, and so many of the workmen who did not work on the Red Keep had fled the city on news of the project, that the king was forced to use prisoners from the city's dungeons as his workforce, under the supervision of master builders from Myr and Volantis. This less skilled and less willing workforce made progress on the Dragonpit very slow in its initial stages. Westeros will not be clean again until all the Targaryens have been slain or driven back to the sea. Septon Moon on the Targaryens, Fire and Blood, Prince the King, the ascension of Jaehaerys I. Later in that year, 45 AC, King Maegor took to the field once again to continue his war against the outlawed remnants of the Faith Militant, who had been plaguing the roads up and down the realm. He left Queen Alysanne to rule King's Landing, together with his new hand, Lord Edwell Celthgar. In the great woods south of the Blackwater, known as the Kingswood, Maegor's forces hunted down a score of poor fellows who had taken refuge there, sending many to the wall and hanging those who refused to take the Black. Their leader, the woman known as Poxy Jeyne, continued to elude the king until at last she was betrayed by 3 of her own followers, who had received pardons and knighthoods as their reward. 3 Septons, travelling with King Maegor, declared Poxy Jeyne a witch, and Maegor ordered her to be burned alive in a field beside the Wentwater River. When the day appointed for her execution came, 300 of her followers, poor fellows and peasants alike, burst from the woods to rescue her. The king had anticipated this, however, and his men were ready for the attack. The rescuers were surrounded and slaughtered. Amongst the last to die was their leader, who proved to be Sir Horace Hill, the bastard hedge knight who had escaped the carnage at the Great Fork 3 years earlier. This time, he proved less fortunate. Elsewhere in the realm, the tide of the times had begun to turn against the king. Small folk and lords alike had come to despise him for his many publicly known cruelties, and many had begun to give help and comfort to his enemies. This Septon Moon, this so-called High Septon, raised up by the poor fellows against the High Septon in Old Town, who they called the High Lickspittle, roamed the Riverlands and reached at will, drawing huge crowds whenever he emerged from the woods to preach against Maegor. The hill country north of the Golden Tooth was ruled in all but name by the Red Dog, Sir Joffrey Doggett, the self-proclaimed Grand Captain of the Warriors' Sons. Neither Casterly Rock or Riverrun seemed inclined in any way to move against him. Dennis the Lame and Ragged Salis remained at large, and wherever they roamed, small folk helped keep them safe. Knights and men-at-arms sent out to bring them to justice often vanished. In 46 AC, King Maegor returned to the Red Keep with 2,000 skulls, the fruits of a year of campaigning. They were the heads of poor fellows and warriors' sons, he announced, as he dumped them beneath the Iron Throne. But it was widely believed that many of these grisly trophies belonged to simple crofters, field hands, and swineherds guilty of no crime but faith.